Hello, everybody. Hi. I hope you all are doing well. Whew. Please come on in. Happy Monday, everybody. I am just getting my PC all set up. Let's go to YouTube. Hi. I think we have some people in the house. I don't like that picture. Okay. Rhonda Coughlin from Minnesota, I think. Hey, Myra, Tia, Shawanda, Ruth, Debbie X is here. Garney with Bernie is here. Jean Dudley is here. Good evening. And did I miss anybody? No. I appreciate you all being on time. Rhonda and Myra McCain are the first two people in the house. So I'm going to send you guys some seeds. Please email me. Myra, I have your address. You don't have to email me. Rhonda, if you would email me, one of my moderators will probably put the email address up. Tia is here. If you'll do that for me, dear, I appreciate it. And if for some reason you don't get a chance to write it down, you can always go inside of the video, the description box, and it'll be in there as well. So I decided that the first two people will be the people that will be the winners. And Rhonda and Myra McCain. Okay. Let me see if I need to speak to somebody else. Hey, nephew, Broke Farmer 76. Garden Master is in the house. Lolita Edwards, good evening. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Gardening with Bernie. A. Fisher Frontier Farms is here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting the email address up, Tia. Chris White is in the house. Gardner 99. Karen Witherspoon. Blessed 2. Unicorn Lady Tech. Garden Master 242. I think I spoke to you already. Yeah, I did. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to let you guys speak to each other and let me go check something. So Good Gardner. All right. Thank you for being here. Hi, Deb. Thank you so much. Let's see, I'm going to put that fan on. Yeah. Just give me just a little air. Zen Grower 66, how you doing? Did I miss Shanana? Because I see Broke Farmer is speaking to her. If I miss Shanana, welcome. Glad you're here. Okay. So, thing I want to tell you guys is some of you already are experiencing a lot of snow and cold temperatures. If you live, and I have a lot of subscribers that live in my zone, area, zone, garden zone 8A, B, we were close to 70 degrees today. But by Wednesday, we're going to be experiencing some of the lowest temperatures that we've ever had. And we're going to be in the low teens. And it varies, the prediction varies from hour to hour. At first, they said about 17. Today, I looked at the weather report, and it said we may drop down to 14 degrees. That may not sound cold for some of you guys, like where I'm from, Gary, Indiana. We grew up, I talked to my sister today, and the temp was 0 degrees. But 14 is pretty cold for North Texas. And I walked the property today, and I noticed I have a lot of fruiting buds, but thank God I don't have any flowers yet. Because last year, a week ago, last year, my peach tree, I'm sorry, my gala apple tree was in full bloom. And a lot of the preparation we went and took helped some of the blooms survive, but a lot of the fruit didn't. So I'm thankful that I won't have to cover that tree. In fact, since I have a lot of apple trees, I'm not going to cover any tree ever again. But what I did do is we did, my youngest son and my son-in-law and my 2 grand angels from my youngest son, we put C9 and C7 old-fashioned Christmas tree lights. We strung them all in the branches. Christmas decoration lights. Not the new kind, the LED. Those won't generate a lot of heat. Those old-fashioned ones with the big bulbs. Okay? And we left them on the tree. And we also put frost cloths and old sheets all over the tree. And we lowered the temperature by 15 degrees. And that particular year, the lowest temperature was 16. Okay? So it's supposed to get even colder. So I just wanted to remind you all, some of you that have perhaps some trees like lemon trees, lime trees, calamandan trees, satsuma trees, you might want to bring them inside your garage. They can take 32 degrees and even maybe 29 degrees, but 14 degrees may harm them. But now, once you have a whole lot of trees and you've been through this before, I'm speaking personally of me, I don't freak out over the temperature anymore. It's going to be what it's going to be. I can do what I can and give the rest over to the Lord. I'm not going to freak out and go outside and start covering up a whole lot of trees. I'm just not going to do it. Because a lot of times when they say it's going to get real cold, 15, 16, 14 degrees, sometimes it doesn't. So I just can't do it. Because it's a lot of work, and especially when it's all over with, you didn't have to do it. But that gala apple tree that was in full bloom, it was worth us covering it. Okay? Now, older Christmas tree lights will warm your trees. Yes, why the Daily Gardening and Worm Farm, they will. Okay, now last year I bought this. I'm looking for. This is, and I hope you can see it up close, is a thermometer and humidifier all in one. And prior to me getting this, you can see here, it tells you the temperature in the house, and it tells you 3 different zones what the temperature is. So I have this by my bed table, and the greenhouse has 3 sensors in it. So I don't have to get up like I used to and run outside in my robe and house shoes and see if the heaters are on, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to do that because all I have to do is wake up and look at the sensor. So currently it is 76 degrees right here where I'm sitting. And it's 75 degrees, and 77 degrees in the greenhouse. Okay? Because the temperature was like 70, 60, 63 today. This year I got smarter, and I bought another one. I bought a backup because they usually last a year. This one lasted longer than a year. That's what the reviewer said. So I bought this newer one, and I'm going to show you what the sensors look like. This is what the sensor look like. Can y'all see that? Yeah, I can see my hand. So here's the sensor. So I put one here by these plants, and then I put the other 2 in the greenhouse in case this one goes out, this one will pick it up. And I want to say this was less than $40, but to me, it's worth it because I am now monetized as a YouTube content creator, and I will write this off on my taxes. And it'll give me a peace of mind. I don't know the exact model number, but later on tonight or early tomorrow morning, if you're interested in getting one, I will put the all the information. I got it from Amazon. Now be careful because there are some 3-way and 2-way thermometers and humidifier doohickeys that won't allow you to put it in a greenhouse past 100 yards or so. But this one does, because my bedroom is on the north side of the house and the greenhouse is almost toward the back of my property. And it works. As you can see, I have 2 readings. Okay. So that's what I wanted to tell you about. Be careful. Don't get too psyched up and worked up about what you cannot control. Control what you can and don't worry about the rest. Because we can't control the weather. But we can control our thinking, our thought process, and our stress levels. So $40 is, to me, is worth it. That I don't have to get up out of my bed in the cold with a flashlight going outside, because I have a lot of solar lights on my property. But when the days are short, the power is not that strong on those solar lights because they don't get enough sun to solarize the batteries in them. So that is why I recommend you doing this so you don't have to go out there. Another thing I want to tell you is I put a Ring camera in my backyard. And I didn't hang it up real high. At least my son-in-law did it for me. I put it down low. Because I don't know if you remember when I was doing my fall seedlings. Those of you that have been with me a while, I think I put something on, I think the title of my YouTube video was, "Something's Eating My Seedlings." Oh, hell no. And so I put one of those traps, those metal traps, and couldn't catch anything. I decided this year I'm going to find out what it is. So we put a camera in there where I can look at my phone in the bed when it goes off and I can see what's going on out there. Because I think it might have been a possum or something, because where I live in Mesquite, Texas, there was a lot of, I've been in my home 30 years. Come April, come Easter, it'll be 30 years. And it was a real quiet neighborhood because there was a lot of wooded areas that are now being, how do you say it, guys, excavated to put shopping centers and, apartment buildings and all of that. So anytime you have a lot of wooded area and then the man comes in and disrupt the balance, the ecosystem, and how those animals get their food, they're going to come into the suburbs and try to find food. So we think it was a possum, but after I didn't have any more food around that they didn't like. They liked the eggplant. What were they eating? Eggplant and sweet peppers. And once I harvested all of those, they went away. So we'll see. Okay? So I just want to point that out to you. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about the cold is when I first started this series in the wintertime, I went through everything you need to do for your greenhouse. I went through how you can cover your garden beds with 6 milliliter plastic. I also covered what grows best and what temperatures. Every Monday night, I was drumming that into you so that you could be ready. Because if you have, for example, collards, Swiss chard, turnip greens, cabbage, they can take a temperature less than 14 degrees. So you don't have to go out there and be worrying about throwing buckets and sheets and whatever you have, frost cloths on it, because they should be of the size where they can handle it. But look up everything that you have and Google it. If you didn't use that information that I gave you and put it in your journal, just Google it and make a list of what will survive, what temperature, and what won't, and you just move those plants or harvest them. It's really easy. When I think about all the years I used to stress myself out, but I learned not to sweat the small stuff. And most stuff, guys, is small stuff, so don't sweat it. When you know that you've prepared for cold temperatures and you planted the right thing, you're going to be okay. For those of you that are planting onions and white potatoes, you don't have to do anything to it. Garlic, onions, white potatoes, they can take a freeze and still come back. Okay? So I'm going to stop with that, and I'm going to get a couple questions, and I'm going to move on to the next thing on my list. And remember, if you have a question, I'm going all the way back to the top. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Best Yet. And I'm going to see if I can get any question that's in all caps, because I know my beautiful moderators have told you to please hit that like button and to please put your question in all caps. And I want to say right now, thank you for everybody that came in after I started acknowledging people. I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, so now let's see. This isn't a question, but Zen Grower says she's getting ready for an ice storm. And ice is not as bad as you may think, because ice and snow is an insulator. So one of the things that you don't have to worry about is if you get a lot of ice, as long as your plants are well established, it's pretty good. Okay, I'm looking for a question. Garden State Gardener, hello. Brenda Allen said it was 7 degrees here in Michigan today. Yep. And Bless You says she's in 5B, mostly single-digit temperatures all week, below zero, and wind chill factor at night. Yeah, I remember those days, because I grew up 34 miles from Chicago, and that cold air off of Lake Michigan, wow, it's really rough. Unicorn Lady, thank you for being here. You already brought in your Meyer lemon. Cool beans, you know what to do. Miss Quinley's Playroom, thank you for coming in. Okay, I'm looking for a question. The Meyer lemon has a special place in my heart. Yeah, I have about 2 dozen lemons that I'm going to harvest. I went in the greenhouse and watered everything today. And then I'm going to water it again in a couple more days just to keep it insulated. And I'll do a video on that next. Okay, Miss Cheryl, I'm in zone 8. Also, do I bring in the green, celery, etc.? Now, Kim, I don't know if you heard me when I said, if your greens are well established, you don't have to bring them in. And when you say bring them in, you must be having them in containers. And if you are a young woman and, you can do a lot of heavy lifting, bring them in. Put them in the garage. You won't hurt them for a day or two. And Gardener 99, can I use the old Christmas lights in the greenhouse? Yes. Gardener 99, I originally bought the C9 old-fashioned clear green Christmas decoration lights for my greenhouse. And then I started using little small space heaters. And I don't use no regular extension cords. I use commercial extension cords. And I run one inside of my home, but you can't go through the window. It's just a little bitty crack. My son did it, and then he nailed the window shut above my washing machine area. And then the other one, it goes in the outlet outside. Sha-na-na. I was watching your video, and I was going to write something that you said about those, and you might have solved this issue already, Sha-na-na. But I know you said you're going to get commercial cords. Don't plug in 2 space heaters to the same socket, wall socket, because it's on the same breaker or fuse or whatever your situation is, what you use. They need to be on different areas or they'll keep tricking. Now, I know what you mean, Shana, because you said, I used to do and didn't have any problem. I did too. But once it overloads, you need to switch or it's going to keep on tripping. I hope I helped you in some way. It's too much for me to write in the comment. I'll commend you, Lady Cheryl. I would have turned the AC on. The AC on today when it was close to 70 or 70. Nah. No, it's 77 right here. Oh, and look. Because these were at different places in the house, so they had different numbers on them. And now you can see the numbers are the same. So they're very accurate. This one was in the kitchen, and then this one was at my bed. And so by the time I started doing this video, this live chat, they had different temperatures. But they all are reading the same now. Wow, how cool. And I didn't tell you that it also gives you humidity. For example, in the greenhouse, it is currently 75 degrees, but up under here, you'll see 42% humidity. Now, the problem that I used to have was the humidity was always so high, but that new 5-piece greenhouse I have those grommet holes, so it's got some holes in it where air can get in there, okay? So that keeps the humidity down. So far, it's been wonderful this year, okay? Okay. My lemon tree is only 2 feet tall, Unicorn Lady. If it is in a container and you're going to have temperatures below 20 degrees, bring it in the house. Hi, Missy. Good to see you. Hi, Sonia G. Okay, I'm looking for a question, and if I can't find one, then I'm going to move on to my agenda. Okay, Master Garden Master 242 says, Unicorn Lady Tech, that's a good starting point. The summer months will have that growing nice. Okay, that's something that you all talking about. But let me just share this with you. Hi, Tommy Bites. My spring garden will be finished the 2nd or 3rd week in June. And then my summer garden goes in. And I don't plant a lot of stuff in the summer because it's hot down here, guys. 108 to 115 is normal. Triple-digit temperatures one day after the next day after the next day. Cools down to like 90 at night, but that's still pretty hot. So I don't do a lot of gardening during those months. It's just too hard to do. It's just too much. It's just too much work involved shading them. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Patricia Roberts, you're exactly right. Habitats are being destroyed. And you're speaking of that wooded area where they're tearing everything down and making bike trails and apartment buildings. So these animals have to come in and find food. And we can't blame them. It's just that we have to take some precautions. Let me see if I can find it. I had a little piece. Well, let me just share this with you because spring is coming and everybody's going to start having problems with rodents. I purchased some stuff called Roll and Be Gone, and it works. Spray it all around your back door. But you can't keep buying that because it can be very expensive. Well, some of you can. I can't. And then Irish Spring soap. If you cut those bars up, some people put them in a little mesh bag. Oh, it's going to be too hard for me to get it. I think I got one. And you can put it in this little bag. And then, like, just hang it in your trees. Or staple it on your fence at the bottom, at the top. Mice don't like, and cats don't like the smell of Irish Springs, that green old-fashioned soap that you get in the dollar stores. So there's a lot of things you can do. They don't like the smell of mint. You can drop peppermint, essential oils, and cotton balls and put them around your door, your patio door, your sitting area, wherever you got your hammock, the place that you're going to be. You can also put human hair. My son has a barbershop. So, I could go there and get some hair and just sprinkle that around the areas close to the house. There's a lot of things you can do, but that's not what I plan on getting into it tonight. But I did. And since Garden with Skinny Boy, hey, baby, I didn't know you were here. They can take over rabbits. Guys, they got to eat too. So you got to realize that you're not going to get 100% of your crop. Some of it you're going to have to share. And I know that sounds a little far-fetched, but it's true. You're not going to harvest every little thing that you grow. But you can do some things to deter them and let them go eat in your neighbor's yard. Okay. Okay, here goes Auntie. Oh, no. She had something all caps for you all. She's telling you all, can you take a minute and just click the thumbs up button? She's saying that enough people haven't hit. It really helps us out, guys. Because I mailed out, and I'm not fussing, I mailed out, I believe, 8 envelopes, and it's between $4.95 for postage to $5.65 to you all that's in this chat. And you multiply that times 8. I'm not fussing, I'm just saying I have a modest income. So when you hit that button, that helps us with our monetization. And that allows me to help you all send more things out to you all, okay? Oh, somebody just did a super chat. I saw it up here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Skinny Boy Randy. And that's what I do with that. A young lady sent me, and I say young because she's a senior citizen, she sent me some money for my emergency garden through PayPal. And I emailed her and let her know I appreciate it, but the emergency garden is over. But I'm helping young gardeners and that haven't grown before, and senior citizens, showing them a quicker, cheaper, easier way to do it without hurting your body and your budget. And she said, that's okay, keep it. Because you're still trying to do good, you can use it whatever way you see fit. So I collect a lot of seeds, and I try to send them out to you all. Thank you, Best Yet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, I read something about rabbits. Oh, Tommy is going to be adding rabbit meat to her homestead. My late husband loved rabbit meat, and I cooked it for him too. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to move on. I didn't see any questions. Did I miss something? My moderators need to tell me. Oh, Myra want to know where I bought these organza bags. I get them from Amazon and also eBay, and they're very inexpensive. Sometimes you get to try to jack the price up. You have to keep watching stuff like that. I have them in green. I got them in blue. I got them in white, and I just put my little apple in there like that, whatever, and just squeeze it. At first, I was tying them all up, and then I realized I don't have to do that. Just pull the drawstring, and they stay in place until you harvest your fruit. Eventually, I will not be able to do that because, I have more and more fruit. Okay? All right. Okay, somebody in South Carolina, Ramona Jones, said there was 65 degrees today. Very good. Okay. Garden Master 42, right? I remember you saying that last year that you are in the Bahamas, but you saying you have to worry about raccoons and rats depending on where you live. My sons told me that they came to visit me one day and they parked in the back and they saw a raccoon. I said, get out of here. We don't have no raccoons in this neighborhood. I've been here a long time. I haven't seen any raccoons. Guys, one day I was taking the trash out. They come and pick it up every Tuesday and Friday. And I seen a coon. That's what they call them. It was so domesticated that he looked at me like, hey, and just kept on walking real slow. Wasn't even afraid of me at all. Okay? I mean, that coon really... I said, them boys weren't lying. I thought they were lying, They're not boys. They're grown men. Hands in the dirt. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But, I mean, if you all saw that coon just walking like that, hey, it's trash day. I'm coming to look for some food. He just walked on by. Trash pandas. Oh, that's what they call. Hey, Dan, I see Tommy speaking to you. I'm going to brag on Dan, too. Right now, Debbie Epps, great deal on cinder blocks. Well, let me just say this right here about the cinder blocks, because I did some investigation on this. Cinder blocks, the old ones, used to have some type of ash, fly ash in them. They call it cinder, and it could leach into food. I checked with Home Depot and Lowe's through the corporate office. This was about 5 years ago, when somebody tried to debate me about those concrete blocks. They are not made out of cinder anymore. But when you hear people talking about Katrina bricks and Katrina blocks, those are probably old. But the new ones, those big concrete blocks that you get, don't worry about it leaching into your food. They cannot and will not, because they are not made out of cinder anymore. Thank you, Yolanda. Oh, you are blessing my heart today. Thank you so much. So don't worry about making those garden beds, those raised garden beds out of concrete blocks. They cannot, I repeat, they cannot hurt you anymore. The old ones could, but not the new ones. I'm a cancer survivor, so you all know I do my research. Now, I was going to talk about Dan. Yes. You can use the concrete blocks, Tommy. If you get them from Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, I don't have Menards here, but what you have, those do not have cinder in it. Hey, Susie, good to see you. They are made out of concrete. You can make them. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about Dan. I put a post up that these seeds, these are called a Jamaican sorrel. These are some fresh seeds. They germinated in 2 days. I had them on a heating pad, this little cup. Okay? And look how beautiful they are. Jamaican sorrel. All of them came up. Every seed. So check out Dan's Permaculture Food Forest and his Etsy store. And Dan, you have my permission to put a link to your Etsy store. I have the app, so I couldn't put the direct link. And here's the last one. I planted 3 seeds in some, 2 in another. Every seed came up. Y'all might want to check that out. Okay? It's a perennial. I got to do some more research about how long, when can I put it out and how much heat it can tolerate. Another thing that I got from Dan, be careful, because I don't want everything come crashing down. was I used this little container here that Bria's mom, my daughter, sent over papaya for her for snack. And I put some of the Italian, I put all of them, the Italian dandelion seeds. Because I told you all, it's all about health for me. It's all about health, and this is what I'm going to be doing going into the future. Everything that I'm growing, it's got to have a medicinal purpose, or I ain't growing it. Now, I'm not knocking nobody that do white potatoes. I'm not growing white potatoes. I stopped growing them about 4 years ago. Because I'm pre-diabetic, I don't need to eat no white potatoes. So I'm not growing them. And what I wanted to tell you about the dandelion is you can eat the whole part of the plant. When I think about all the years, and I think I mentioned this last Monday in the chat, all the years I went popping up weeds. And now the first flowers that bloom this time of year for the bees, because I noticed that when I was spraying neem oil around my whole food forest, all of my trees, I saw one bee and it was feasting off of a dandelion weed. And until the early 1900s, dandelion wasn't even considered a weed. Corporations come in, brainwash us, making us think it's so bad, and they make all these weed killers. And I don't want to talk about that one that everybody is suing over that causes cancer. But we bought weed poppers and weed be gone and all this kind of stuff to get rid of them, and they have a lot of beneficial benefits. So what I learned about the dandelion, and I like the one that Dan Permaculture Food Forest showed us in one of his videos. He had an Italian dandelion that has a red vein running through it, and it looked really, really pretty. And when I wrote it down when I was watching his video, and but I also found out that it grows well in temperature 60 to 65 degrees. So it's a cool weather crop. And it doesn't do well after 77 degrees. However, it won't die. It'll go dormant. So I probably will bring it back in the house when it's 115 degrees here. Even in the shade, it's going to be 110. So I'll probably bring it in the house and treat it like a house plant. And when I know that I'm getting ready to bring it in, what I do is I make a solution of neem oil, about a half a teaspoon in an 8-ounce jar. Or if I do a 16-ounce jar, I'll put a whole teaspoon, a drop of Dawn, the rest water, and I start spraying the whole plant so I don't bring gnats into the home, okay? But next winter, I know that the Italian dandelion that I just showed you that I'm growing from seeds I got from Dan's Permaculture Food Forest, I'll be growing it in the winter, mostly. And I was going to tell you something else about the Italian dandelion. Looking at my notes in my journal. It's also called chicory. You might have heard that. When you hear dandelion, you go, oh, that's a weed. But we got to get that mentality out of our head. Because a lot of weeds are not weeds. Man, and corporations and businesses have classified them as weeds to make you get rid of them so you get hooked on buying their products. And a lot of stuff we could be doing for ourselves, because dandelion will lower blood pressure. I mean, where my mouse at? I saved it. Give me a minute, guys. My mouse always goes to sleep. Bookmarks. Let's go to Dandelion Benefits. 15 invigorating benefits from dandelion for your health. It's actually now, like I said, celebrated for treating a wide range of illnesses. And you would be surprised. I hate when all these ads pop up. I'm sorry, guys. But it's actually a very remarkable plant. It's very high in nutrients. Come on, come on. Like the purslane I told you last week that pops up everywhere. People consider it a weed, and it has more omega-3 than salmon, a serving of salmon. This one has a lot of fiber in it, so it keeps your digestive tract healthy and tuned up. It has a high amount of potassium, magnesium, calcium, and iron. And guess what? I'm anemic. Okay? And I'm going to stop right there, but the most beneficial part of the plant is the root. So when you go in there and you're going to propagate it, and put it in another pot or whatever. Save a little of that root, just like you do ginger root, turmeric root, beetroot, turnip root. It's very, very healthy for you. Okay? All right. And guess what else, guys? I might have mentioned this last week, but you know I'm an old lady, so I get a pass on it. I don't even have to look it up, because once I write something down, I memorize it. They say it makes a delicious tea because it tastes like honey. It makes good jelly, and it makes good wine. I got all the equipment to make wine, so I'm looking forward to that. All right. And by the way, if you didn't see my post, it is illegal to mail wine. I didn't know that either. I was getting ready to do something. Someone told me, you gotta go check that out. And then I heard that it was illegal. It's a federal crime, too. I never had a case. I don't want to catch one. So I will not. Take at least 2 years of non-treatment. Somebody's answering something else. The root is the new coffee without the caffeine. Yes, Dan, I read that on that same site. I just went about the 15. Oh, I got a little excited. They say they drink it just like coffee. Yes. And believe it or not, there's a okra. It's called Abigail's Coffee, and you can get the seeds at Baker Creek. I tried it. I didn't like it. I dehydrated I just let the pods dry out. And then I ground it in my coffee grinder, and I didn't like the taste of it. So I couldn't do that. But I was trying. But I do like the okra water or the okra tea. Okay, here we go. Small container bananas were put in the garage for the winter. The blue jars are the only one losing their leaves. Should I be concerned? No, they can lose every leaf that they have and still come back, baby. It's called a corm or a pulp, and they will come back. Tasha, don't worry about it. Don't even water them. If you're going to give them water, just give them a little sip, like a half of a cup once a month. Trust me, they will come back. Okay, here's Tommy saying something. Yes, I told my husband last year that he cut my dandelions, and he said, then they should be making the front yard look like a field. I don't cut them from the backyard. You can make dandelion oil. Yes, you can, Tommy. And they have sites. When I was doing this research before I bought the seeds from Dan, they have dandelion salve, they have dandelion oil, they have dandelion extract on a whole lot of websites for you to buy this stuff if you want. Until you're right, I'm going to make Boone's Farm out of weed. And people going to say, they're going to think I'm talking about marijuana. And I don't smoke. I never have. I mean, I tried it when I was younger, but I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm just saying I'm not into marijuana. But if I say I got some weed wine, that would be funny. I thought it was funny. Just Google dandelion coffee. That's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, Susie Polidor said she went to Whole Foods and saw what they grew in my yard was for sale. That is right, Susie. I'm telling you, we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to think that things that are useful, beneficial, and medicinal are not good. And a lot of them are. They are. Peach. Oh, you said preach. Dandelion Tia saying is amazing. And you got some seeds. All right. Boone Farm Dandelion. Here we come. Dandelion tincture from his yard. Her friend Marmar said. Yes, it's true, guys. It's true. It's true. We need to start reading up and looking up stuff for ourselves and don't go by what people tell you. When I started doing this Monday Night Live chat, I was taking 9 pills a day. Now I'm down to 6. And I pray to God that I can get down to less than that. 9 pills a day to function. Nothing, mental anxiety. I'm talking about thyroid, 3 blood pressure pills, a heart regulator. I ain't got to get into my whole history. But trust me, I'm getting off of some of this medicine. And in the process, I'm going to help you all get off some of yours too. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We're going to do this. Dandelion. Check them out. Okay, anybody here grow poke? Okay, now I never heard of. It's called poke salad. Okay, my husband's from Mississippi. We were married, I think 3.5 years, and he wanted to move there, and we moved. I didn't like it because I was a city girl, and we moved way out to the country. And they kept saying, Mama found some poke salad, and she would make it. And I said, poke salad? I thought they were talking about pork that you cut up and make like hog head cheese. No, it's what some people consider a weed. Now, the thing about poke salad is it can be poisonous if you don't cook it right. You have to cook it, bring it to a boil, rinse it off. My mother-in-law taught me how to do it. Cook it and bring it to a boil and rinse it again, and then you cook it. And what it does is, guys, and this is the truth, it's weird, it tastes like it's been cooked with a ham hock or a smoked turkey wing or something, and that's why they call it poke salad. You don't even have to put any meat or anything in it, and it tastes like it has that in there. And people consider that a weed. And they have these little purple, I'm sure there are a lot of different varieties, but the ones that I found that grew up in my yard had little purple seed pods. I let it go to seed. I cooked a little bit of it. And I was in a group, and I put on the group, anybody know what this is? I think it's poke salad, but I'm not sure, something like that. And they told me it was. And I was wondering, how did it get in my yard? And they said birds, eat the seeds and they fly over or whatever, and then it could land in your yard. And I tried to cultivate it, but it died over the winter and never did come back. Can I answer my question? Does it need to be from seed, this dandelion? Yes. Can you answer my question? I'm sorry, Gardening with Bernie. I didn't see your question. Yes. You need to start your dandelions with seed. Unless you propagate one real big fat one growing in your yard and you divide the root and try it that way. Okay? It's a weed that actually has berries, and you make you show no sick if you don't do it right. That's right, Auntie. Can you eat the berries and make a tea with the root? Are you talking about poke salad, or are you talking about dandelion? If you're talking about poke salad, don't eat the berries at all. So Good Gardener said, once the berries show up on the poke salad, it's poisonous. Yeah, I think so too, because I know I harvested mine and then I let some go to seed so I can plant the seeds. Okay, poke salad weed, very good. Mama mixed hers with turnip greens, Shasha said. Miss Shasha O'Hara, the movie star. Poke salad used to grow everywhere when I was young in Georgia. I know it grows up in Mississippi a lot too. Never heard of it. Tommy, if you ever taste it, if you like greens, you would like it. Okay, so look it up. And I don't know if Dan have enough seeds to accommodate everybody or if he's selling them. But I want you to know that Johnny Seeds also has the Italian parsley. Now, you can get any type of dandelion seed that you want. They all have the same benefits. But I specifically researched the dandelion, Italian dandelion, because I just love the way it appeared in Dan's video. And it was growing all winter. And I said, oh, our climate is very similar. So that's why I wanted his particular weed. Dandelion. I gotta stop saying weed. Okay, now I'm gonna stop and just gonna tell you real quickly, I gave the free seeds this week to Rhonda Coughton, I believe I wrote her name right, and Myra McCain. They were the first two people here. Now I'm gonna show you my progress. I show you Dan's Jamaican sorrel. Now I'm gonna show you my progress on my aunt's seeds. This is a cold hardy hibiscus, and remember, she passed away not this Thanksgiving past, but the year before, 2019. Yeah, because we just had 2020. And by it being so cold there in November, the seeds were already stratified, gone through the freezing temperatures, so I brought some seeds back. And I had one nice little plant growing. And when I went on vacation, I came back and it was full of spider mites and I didn't catch it in time. It's still alive. I have it isolated on my gazebo and I'm going to treat it, but just in case it doesn't come back, I'm just going to throw the whole thing away. But anyway, I germinated some of her seeds, and it's a big, beautiful hibiscus. And you know that if it can handle the weather in the Chicago area, you know it can handle our winters here. And here's another one, and Lois hibiscus. Now, this is strange. This is the Texas Star hibiscus. See how fast it's growing? This seed is an old seed. It was the 2019 seed that I found in the grow room when I was pulling these shells out of there. And it germinated in 2 days. Ask me why, I don't know. But this is what it's going to start looking like. And the leaves just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that was 2019. Here's 2020, Texas Star hibiscus. It takes a long time, but you know, you can get a freak of nature to happen with that old seed, and it came up quick. Here's another one. Look like the seed coating has a hold on it, so that leaf is probably going to die off, but it's going to get bigger. If you look real close here, you'll see I got to pop this one up already because there's a root growing through it. So these will be potted up tomorrow morning. Here's another 2020 seed coming up. They're real slow to grow, but once they grow and once they germinate and take off, they really will grow fast. Okay, I'm gonna get your questions in a minute. I just want to show you all the seeds. I think I showed you this. How many did I show you? 4? No, I don't think I did. That's just 3. Here's another 2020 seed. You have to keep the seeds moist or they will not germinate. Oh, and this one, my friends, is a white Texas Star hibiscus. I bought the seeds in 2017 and just had them in my grow room with my seeds. These weren't even in the refrigerator, freezer like I keep them. And that's going to be a white one. Okay? All right. So I showed you all of them. Now, let's see. Let's get any questions. Do the research and you know what you are doing. That's what I do. Don't take pokeweed for a joke. Do your research or just leave it alone. Please don't take an unnecessary risk. It's all on the internet. It tells you how to cook it if you want to try it. If Tia is right, if you're one of those people that like to go off and do your own thing, we don't want anything bad to happen to you. Don't do that. Okay? You must do your research. But the old timers in the South is where you usually see poke salad. They know what they're doing. Like I said, my mother-in-law taught me how to cook it. So you got to know your stuff. Be careful with wild things. Absolutely, Homestead Aquarius. Do your research. You got to know what you're doing. I was watching a video. It's been about a month ago. And this guy was just foraging out in the woods. And he knew so many, I think he was the author. He knew so many plants that I had not even heard of or would never even think to eat. And he gathered all of this food and he brought it back home and prepared a meal. Somebody said they made a sweet potato egg roll. That sounds delicious, Rhonda. No, I do not soak my sunflower seeds before I planted them. They came up in 2 days when I put them in that do-it-yourself seedling tray. Made a video and showed everybody. Angela Busy Bees Garden and Homestead, thank you for coming in. And let's see, Homestead Aquarius says she recently learned about toxic squash. Crazy to think you can die of squash, but it's true. Won't use all my new seeds at one time. That is right, Ellen. I agree with you. And for those of you that got the Texas Star hibiscus seeds when I was sending them to you, I hope you didn't plant all of them at one time. Because that's the worst thing in the world you could do. You just plant a few seeds at a time. Experiment. Experiment in what growing medium you put it in. What works for best for you. Because everybody's temperature in their home, their humidity is different. I don't know why this seed came up in 2 days. All the research that I've seen says it's supposed to take several weeks to several months. I don't know why that seed. I went, what? And I showed it to you all. But it happens. So do your research. And let's see. Hey, I think I spoke to Angela. Thank you so much. Greasy greens are the best. Creasy or greasy? Chris White. I think he's saying greasy. And cocktails and joy with recipe. She has something I'm going to make. I just got to get the egg roll stuff. The fried collards in an egg roll. Thank you, Best Yep, for putting my seed starting information up. I don't know why my lips are so chapped. After doing your research, if you still have a question, email Lady Cheryl. Thank you, Tia. Thank you. The key word is after you do your research. Don't use me as Google. I'll help you all I can. But if you start Googling me and asking me what to plant in zone 10B in February, I'm not going to respond. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a busy lady too. But if you say, I'm in zone 9A, and Farmer's Almanac says to start my potatoes in blah, 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 but then I saw on this other website, blah, 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 it said to plant them at blah, blah, blah. What do you think? Then I'm saying, okay, let me check this out. And I'll give you my honest opinion. And remember, I said opinion because I don't know everything. But if you make a step, I'll make another step for you. Oh, Creasy Greens grows wild. I never heard of that one, Chris. Never heard of Creasy Greens. Creasy Greens. Okay, somebody said they missed starting the Texas Star Hibiscus Challenge with you, so I winter sowed in a milk jug. I'm hoping for good results. Where do you live, Tasha? It probably will work. It probably will work. Thank you, Garden with Bernie. I'm not doing Hi, Carolina Gardner. You'll be surprised, man, what kind of stuff I get. I'm going, no, she didn't. Let me read that again. And you know what? It's not the guys. It'll be the ladies. Mama, okay, family, I want to come on here to support. Time to go. Love you guys. Love you too, sweetie. Thank you so much. Okay. No appearance of my Texas Star Hibiscus yet. I have 2 seeds in 2 different mediums, but my moonflowers and sorrel and other seeds are doing excellent. Just hang in there, unicorn lady. You're going to have some good luck. Oh, and he said, or somebody said the creasy salad grows near creeks. Okay, that makes sense. I imagine it's something like poke salad. But that's one I've never heard of. Okay, let me go back to my notes. We talked about the thermometers and humidity. We talked about the Texas Star Hibiscus. We talked about Dan's Prebiculture Food Forest and his Japanese sorrel. I told you about my Aunt Lois. And now I'm going to tell you about my Valentine's Day specials. This looks like one that's coming up, but it's really not. I'm offering my soy and essential oil candle, and I don't want to put my hand in it. And it has a double wick, cotton braided wick. Oh, it smells so good, guys. This is Peace, and it has essential oils of lavender, lemongrass, and hibiscus. It's very calming, it's very soothing, and also mosquitoes don't like it. So if you're sitting outside at night when the summer and spring comes. It's wonderful. The candle sells for $25.99. I have it on sale for $17.99. But I'm offering a gift set with the total body oil that has the same fragrance. That was some soil from that cup in it. This body oil can be used on your hair as well as your whole total body. Just keep it out of your eyes. And I'm going to go to my website because I don't want to omit any of the oils that are in here. But off the top of my head, I know it has jojoba and grapeseed and castor black seed oil, as well as, let me go to the total oil, vitamin E, wheat germ, rosemary, I said black castor seed, oh, shea and olive and apricot and argan oil. And these are all moisturizing oils because your hair and your skin are the same. Not chemically speaking, but the composition of it is. Your hair is just an extension of your skin. Let me put it that way. To adorn your body and to keep your hair cool or to keep your hair hot. So what you can use on your hair, you can use on your skin, unless it's a chemical, like a permanent wave, chemical hair relaxing. So you get caught up into stereotypes thinking you have to have a different oil for your body and for your hair. And I'm telling you guys, my 35 plus years experience in this industry tells me that you don't. They'll just put it in a little small bottle with a little eyedropper on it and sell you the same thing I have in this bottle and probably sell you like maybe 2 ounces for the same price. So you can use this on your body and your hair. You can put a little bit in your bath water. Just be careful because it can be a little slippery. And don't use them in those whirlpool type spas, because I'm laughing because my mother, she used to use Skin So Soft all the time and kept clogging up her whirlpool bathtub. And my brother is a contractor. He's retired now. But he would call me, I'm so tired of going over to your mama's house, cleaning out that trap because she keep putting that oil in that bath water. And so don't do that if you have one of those type of whirlpool sauna type bathtubs. Was there a question? Because I'm going kind of fast, I know. Was there a question? I'm going back. Because I saw some stuff coming in. Thank you, Missy. The candle smells divine. And so I have that all on one gift set. And then if you want to, if you got a sweetheart and you want to buy the same scent and the fragrance, I have that in a different gift set. And if somebody would put it on my, put my website down there, you can check it out. And you can order it up until Wednesday afternoons to get the 2-day shipping so that you can get there. Now, the post office has slowed down. The only things that are taking slower to get there are first class retail. If you order one product off my website, let's say you order the hair growth promoter. Well, I send that first class mail. That'll take a little bit longer. But everything that I send, if you purchase more than one item, 2 or more, that I send it priority mail. And it's been getting there in 2 or 3 days. And that's why I say if you order by Wednesday afternoon so I can meet the post office, pick up at 5 o'clock, you will get it before Saturday. Okay? You'll probably get it before Friday, but I'm just saying. So I hope some of you all will go on the website and check it out and order those specials. And I think I covered everything I was supposed to cover. I'm open for questions if you have one. Yep, I covered everything. Any questions, people? Hi, Homestead Aquarius. I don't know if I spoke to you. Thank you for putting my website on here. I appreciate it. Yes, the oils will layer with other scents because it's not overpowering. It's very soft. Okay, Sonia G, I read on Google that sunflower seeds should be soaked 12 to 24 hours before planting. My seeds weren't soaked and I'm having problems. Okay, well, this one came up in 2 days. Remember, I showed it to you. Go back and look at my videos. I showed you when I was actually planting them 2 days later. I showed you in the, you can look at the timestamp of my videos. Now look up under here. I didn't soak them. I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't soak seed. I done all of it. I soak seeds, and they didn't come up any faster than the one that I kept moist at the top. I have nicked the hibiscus seeds, cracked the seeds all up, and then nothing happened. I have put them in potty mix. I have put them in seed starting mix. I have put them in a napkin and spray it with water and tape it and put it up to the window, and the sun's supposed to make them germinate faster. None of that works any differently than dropping them in the seed starting mix and then potting them up. I potted a lot of stuff up last night. Let me show you. This is the great white tomato. And I potted up in this real big pot. It'll stay in here until they start growing out from under the bottom. These are going out to the greenhouse in 2 weeks. So I can't tell you what to do. Like I said, I only share with you what I do. And the temperature in your house, maybe you have a heating mat. I have a heating mat. Maybe you don't have one. I don't know. Try different things. And it was somebody brilliantly said on here, don't plant all your seeds at the same time. Try different things. Now I'm going to show you this. And by the way, this is cold. This heating pad is not on. I just planted these a few days ago. Can you see them? A tray full of marigolds. I ain't soak them. Some websites say soak your marigold seeds. I don't. On the same day, I planted okra seeds. 2 days later, they came up. Look at the timestamp on my videos. They work. And they said, soak your okra seeds. I've been doing this for years, guys. Everybody wants to write an article, or everybody wants to stand out and show you something different so you can follow that website or that writer. Okra seeds are hard. They came right up in an aluminum tray sitting on a heat pad. Once they came up, can you see this? I unplugged the heating pad, moved the lights from here, and just aimed them over here. So if you want to try soaking seeds, if you want to try putting them in a little plastic baggie with some paper towel, I'm not discouraging you. I'm just saying all those gimmicks and all that stuff doesn't work for me. This, just putting them in some dirt, dropping them in some seed starting mix. Who is that? I think it's Lead Farmer. Lead Farmer 73 says, just buy you a tree, dig a hole, and drop that tree in some dirt. People try to make stuff so complicated, and it's not. It really isn't. Okay. I love you guys. I hope I answered everything that you wanted to have answered tonight. If it's something that I missed, shoot me an email and say you didn't see it. But I went back 2 or 3 times looking for the questions. Please, Miss Rhonda, you know who you are. You were the first person in the room. Please send me your email address. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I wait until I have 2 weeks worth of winners, and then I will mail it out, depending on what I got on my plate. So you know Valentine's Day is coming up. So those seeds may not go out until next week, because I got a lot of stuff to do for Valentine's Day. Check out those specials. I don't think I named prices. They're very inexpensive. You will save a whole lot of money. Go in there and add it up and see. I think one set is $34. One is $34.99 and one is $27.99. So I'm not making a big profit off of it. But I want to say good night to you all. Thank you for coming in. Those of you that have your seeds germinated, if you want to take a picture and shoot me an email so I can put it on my video of the people that's in this group that's doing the Texas Star Hibiscus, I'll put it on the video, okay? All right, you guys know I love you, and God loves you too. Good night, everybody. Good night.